He was the greatest man I ever met. To say he was the greatest boxer is a put down.
But everybody stop talking now. Attention. I told you, all of my critics, I told you all that I was the greatest of all time.
The last 24 hours of Muhammad Ali. On the evening of June 3rd, 2016, a reverent silence fell over a hospital in Phoenix, Arizona. Muhammad Ali, arguably the greatest boxer of all time, had passed away at the age of 74, surrounded by his family. For more than 3 decades, he had battled Parkinson's disease, his final and hardest fight, one even he could not win. The world held its breath as news of the greatest's death spread. Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr., as he was born, came into the world on January 17, 1942, in Louisville, Kentucky. He grew up as the elder of 2 sons in modest circumstances. His mother Odessa worked as a domestic helper and his father Cassius Sr. painted signs. A frequently told anecdote has it that a stolen red bicycle set his boxing career in motion. In 1954, a 12-year-old Cassius burst into tears of rage when his bike was stolen outside a gym in Louisville. He vowed to whoop the thief, prompting police officer Joe Martin, who was also a boxing coach, to stop him and advise him to learn how to fight first. Shortly thereafter, young Clay entered Martin's boxing gym for the first time, laying the foundation for a legendary career. Cassius Clay quickly revealed himself to be a natural talent. By the age of 16, he had already won his first amateur titles. At 18, he fulfilled an early dream. At the 1960 Olympic Games in Rome, he won the gold medal in the light heavyweight division. The victory made the confident, lightning-fast boxer internationally famous. According to legend, he later threw the medal into the Ohio River in protest against racial discrimination. After the Olympics, Clay turned professional and from the very beginning captivated the public with his charisma and bold declarations. He proudly proclaimed himself the greatest and wasted no time proving it. On February 25, 1964, the only 22-year-old Clay challenged the feared heavyweight world champion Sonny Liston and shocked the world. Few had given the lanky young star a chance against the burly Liston, but Clay danced nimbly around the favorite, struck with lightning speed, and ultimately forced the exhausted Liston to give up. With this sensational victory, Cassius Clay became the youngest heavyweight world champion in boxing history and triumphantly declared, "I shook up the world." He famously described his fighting style with the words, "float like a butterfly, sting like a bee," graceful and swift, but also hard-hitting. Just 1 day after claiming the world title, Clay made an announcement that split public opinion in the United States. He converted to Islam and adopted the name Muhammad Ali. He called his birth name a slave name and chose to shed it. Many Americans reacted with confusion or outright hostility. Some journalists even refused to use his new name at first. But Ali stood by his decision, wearing his name with pride as a symbol of self-determination and faith. In the years that followed, Muhammad Ali successfully defended his title several times and became an international celebrity thanks to his showmanship. He crafted provocative rhymes about his opponents, predicted the round in which he would win, and entertained crowds with his charisma. At the same time, he became a powerful voice for Black America. In 1967, Ali's career took a dramatic turn outside the ring. He refused to be drafted into the Vietnam War. When asked why, he responded with a sentence that echoed around the globe. "No Viet Cong ever called me nigger."
It has been said that I have 2 alternatives. Either go to jail or go to the army. But I would like to say that there is another alternative. And that alternative is justice.
With that, he made clear he would not fight for a country that continued to treat African Americans like second-class citizens. Ali's courageous stand against war and racial segregation made him a hero to many, but it also came at a high cost. In April 1967, boxing authorities stripped him of his world title and his license. He was convicted of draft evasion and sentenced to 5 years in prison, though he remained free on bail. For nearly 3.5 years, he was barred from boxing, losing valuable career time in the prime of his life. It was not until 1970 that Muhammad Ali regained his boxing license. After a long, forced hiatus, he returned to the ring, more mature, though somewhat slower. In March 1971, the long-anticipated Fight of the Century took place against the undefeated Joe Frazier. Ali lost after 15 rounds by decision, suffering the first defeat of his professional career.
For the first time in his career, Muhammad Ali was beaten.
Yet the champion's determination remained unbroken. 3 years later, his defining moment arrived. On October 30th, 1974, Ali faced the 7 years younger world champion George Foreman in the legendary Rumble in the Jungle in Kinshasa, Zaire. On a tropical night, the heavy-hitting Foreman stood opposite the once dancing Ali, and Ali surprised everyone with a new tactic. He let Foreman come at him, leaned back against the ropes, and absorbed the punches until Foreman tired, an approach that would become famously known as the rope-a-dope strategy. Then Ali struck back. In the 8th round, he sent the exhausted Foreman to the canvas with a powerful right hand and knocked him out. With this victory, Muhammad Ali reclaimed the world heavyweight title, a triumphant moment that was celebrated around the globe. In Kinshasa, hundreds of thousands of fans chanted, "Ali, Bomaye," Ali, kill him. And now Ali had truly accomplished the impossible. In Kinshasa, Ali throws his fists into the air in celebration after knocking out George Foreman in the 8th round and sensationally reclaiming the world title. The following year, in 1975, Ali fought another unforgettable battle against his old rival Joe Frazier, the Thrilla in Manila. This third bout between the two heavyweight giants turned into a brutal war in sweltering heat. After 14 rounds on the brink of total exhaustion, it was Frazier's trainer who stepped in, refusing to send his half-blind fighter into the final round. Muhammad Ali won by technical knockout and later admitted he had never experienced anything like it in the ring. "It was like death. Closest thing to dying I've ever known," gasped the completely drained Ali after the fight. By this point, it was clear. Even a seemingly superhuman fighter had limits. In these epic battles of his era, Ali had given his all and left his body marked in the process. By the late 1970s, Muhammad Ali's performance had begun to visibly decline. In 1978, he unexpectedly lost his title to the rising star Leon Spinks, only to win it back later that same year in a rematch, reclaiming the world championship for a 3rd time. It was the first time in history that a heavyweight boxer had become world champion 3 times. Shortly afterward, in 1979, Ali announced his retirement, but it didn't last long. Driven by his fighter's heart, he returned to the ring twice more in 1980 and 1981. These comeback attempts, however, turned into sorrowful chapters. Against Larry Holmes, his former sparring partner, Ali suffered a crushing defeat in 1980. Out of compassion, his trainer Angelo Dundee threw in the towel before the 11th round. Ali's once quick feet and sharp reflexes could no longer withstand the blows of the younger Holmes. In December 1981, Ali fought his final match against Trevor Berbick in the Bahamas, officially ending his career after 61 professional fights. Nearly 40 years old, he left the ring a living legend, but the signs of exhaustion and the toll of countless punches in recent years were unmistakable. In 1984, only a few years after his retirement, Muhammad Ali was diagnosed with Parkinson syndrome. The once eloquent showman and extraordinary athlete now faced an opponent he could not defeat with his fists. With admirable dignity and patience, Ali lived with the illness, which gradually took much from him, his legendary agility and eventually even his clear speech. Yet even as his body weakened, his mental resolve remained unshaken. Ali became involved in peace and charity initiatives and traveled the world as a United Nations messenger of peace. One unforgettable moment came in 1996 when the already visibly affected Ali lit the Olympic flame at the opening ceremony of the Atlanta Games. Trembling but determined, images of that moment brought tears to eyes around the world, a symbol that this man's will was stronger than any disease. Afterward, Ali gradually withdrew from the public eye. He was occasionally seen at honors and celebrations. He was named Sportsman of the Century, among other accolades, and in 2005, he received the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian award in the United States. But for the most part, he spent his final years surrounded by his large family, who gave him strength and love. At the end of May 2016, Muhammad Ali's health deteriorated rapidly. He was admitted to a hospital in Phoenix with respiratory problems. His 9 children and his 4th wife, Lonnie, gathered at the patriarch's bedside. Muhammad Ali's final hours were quiet and dignified. The champion was surrounded by those who meant the most to him. His closest loved ones stood by his side, held his hand, and watched over him. Many friends and longtime companions traveled to Phoenix to say their goodbyes. They waited respectfully outside the door, honoring the family's wish for privacy in those intimate moments. On June 3, 2016,